This is Sherm Radio in partnership with Timber Media, Podcasters for India Inc.
So you know how we're always talking about productivity, or at least maximizing productivity in the workplace? Well, there is a nuance to that priority that we often leave out. Hi everyone, Ahalya here, and you're catching me on another edition of Sherm Radio. And today the conversation that is on the table is that of performance management. But before we get started, what exactly is performance management? Well, simply put, it is the tool used by an organization's management to ensure that tasks given to employees are completed efficiently. So see how it ties in with productivity? It also helps managers evaluate and monitor performance, very important. In fact, periodically reviewing employees' performances and seeing their direct and indirect effects on the workplace are good for both companies and employees. And while the companies get to ensure that their goals are being achieved, employees also experience personal progress during this time in that company. That being said, there are several factors that need to be taken into consideration to ensure that mutual growth. Yep, you guessed it. Now let me walk you through some of those key considerations. The first one would be to keep it simple. It is important to not overcomplicate or overthink your work. Making the process hard is not going to encourage employees to be as effective as possible. I think we can all testify to that fact. A well-oiled machine that enables the management to get the best out of their employees and work in sync as a team will ensure that things move forward smoothly. Making sure that the employees understand what is needed of them should be done in the simplest way possible, while also making sure that nothing gets lost in the mix. So always keep it simple. Another important consideration that one should always keep in mind is that it's important to be prepared for change. You see, change is inevitable, and avoiding it leads to stagnation. Both on a micro and macro level, things change every day in a work environment, and being prepared to handle such changes is an important learned skill. Business environments are extremely dynamic, so it's always helpful to be quick on your feet. While assessing the organization's current state, the desire and willingness of people to grow and adapt to change should always be taken into account. Also, gauging the potential risks that the business could face is helpful. In fact, change also helps tackle those risks. Taking into account risk factors and then developing strategies to face such potential risks inculcates resilience. It's important that senior management be the proactive driving force behind any change that empowers a company. Evaluate past performance reviews and follow up on recommended changes to ensure that the things that went astray previously go according to plan in the future. Seems pretty logical, right? Now, the next consideration I'm going to touch upon is especially relevant in today's day and age, which is to adapt with technology. This is a reality that we can no longer afford to ignore. The constituent parts of what we know as performance management have morphed over time, right? So what constituted performance management in the 1970s or the 1990s and today are all vastly different. The main reason for this: the advancements in technology. Modern performance management tools are designed to be hyper-flexible and to help you compute data in ways that make your life easier and to make people more productive. They can capture feedback based on your reports in every single setting possible and present them in a way that is easily understandable even to the layman. But our role these days goes a little further than that. It's not just to use or implement these tools, it's also to interpret this useful data in a manner that enhances productivity at the workplace and also creates a fulfilling work environment. And taking from that, we arrive at transparency. You see, in modern times, given the sheer range of tools at our disposal, it's almost unforgivable that anything gets lost in translation. And yet, despite our best efforts and intentions, things do get lost, messages can get misinterpreted, and silly mistakes can happen. That's an inherent limitation of large workplaces. Effective communication is key if free flow of information and ideas is to be achieved. In fact, technology does help in this case. A quick chat feature will help both the management and employees get their ideas through to each other in an easy, uncluttered manner. Making sure that everyone is clear in what they expect from each other will improve the process of work. The idea is to minimize, if not eliminate, assumptions and speculation. This way, no unnecessary delays will be caused because of errors in communication. And speaking of the tools being hyper-flexible, it's important to make performance management customizable. So based on the goals your organization is hoping to achieve, it's advisable to map the way forward. That's done best by working backwards. Let me elaborate. Figure out your organizational goals and fill in the blanks or gaps that exist between where you are currently and where you want to go. It's not a surprise that different companies require different methods to reach their goals, right? While there are always universally applicable steps that can be included in the process, one must also pay attention to any special requirements that call for a more customized solution or approach. So observe what your situation demands rather than merely replicating what worked for another organization. Every situation in time is unique in its own way, and so is yours. Customizing the process to fit your goals is the right way to proceed forward for your company. And finally, recognition. Keeping track of who has been doing well is essential in performance management. Feedback and recognition mechanisms are very, very useful. Be it online or in person, a way to spotlight individuals who set or exceed benchmarks could be just the boost employees need. Encouraging people who have been doing a good job is just as important as telling people when you're dissatisfied with their output. Motivating employees and enabling positive employee engagement are great enablers of high morale. People appreciate being valued and being shown how much they mean to the organization they work in, particularly if their work reflects this. Such gestures are repaid with loyalty to the company and improved productivity. So there you have it. Those are some key considerations of successful performance management. And now you're on your way. For now, this is me, Ahalya, signing off on this edition of Sherm Radio. Catch you very soon.
This is Sherm Radio in partnership with Timber Media, Podcasters for India Inc.